Okay, I think you guys can hear now. Can you guys mark in the chat if you can hear me? Matt's not on yet. He'll be on in just a few minutes. It shows my mic lights up when I'm talking. Okay, you can hear me? Okay, good. Thank you. Oof, we've got about 98 orders down at 29,500. Let's see. Wait, I can't hear Matt. Okay.
All right. Hello. Hi. Okay. Wow. Gotcha. I didn't realize I had to go in through here. Yeah. Okay. So I do everything from in here, is what you're saying? Understood. Okay. All right. Well, hello. Um, welcome. Thank you for taking the time out tonight to join. Um, we're gonna talk about Bookmap a bit today and go over some of the introductory things, what we need to know, what we're looking at, what the point of it is, why I prioritize it, and how you could potentially use it in your trading. There is, I should say, right off the rip, there is plenty to learn, watch, endure with Bookmap. Um, you will not be a master of it overnight by any means. It's taken me many, many, many years of staring at it day in and day out, but it provides a phenomenal visual for, as you can, as you're watching right now on Mason's screen. It gives you a full visual of the market, a little bit of an underneath look at the orders themselves and how they historically line up throughout the day, given different liquidity pools and different times of day. And as you can see, wow, sorry, I'm just pulling up my screen now currently. Um, we had a wild candle right there, which dove into quite a bit of liquidity. So we'll talk about all of that. Um, First off, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Bookmap, but I'm going to just talk about a few of the straightforward things of what you're actually real-time market visualization of anything you want to view. Yeah. So it's not just NQ. You could look at equities, you could look at futures, you could look at crypto. And there's a rhythmic and a DX speed that you can hook up the data for. Rhythmic does run a little faster at 10 milliseconds, whereas DX speed runs at 20.
Hey,
You're looking at the
Matt,
order book. Yes.
sorry to cut you off, but you are muted on Discord.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay.
Okay, so I have to. Okay.
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay, so. No, 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 you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay, so unmute there. I'm still in that. Am I still there? Okay.
Yes, you're both in both places. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I see. Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm not sure. So I just share my screen on Discord, and then on Restream I share the same screen. So so yeah, I mean, you would have to share your screen on both. Unless you want me to share, but I don't know your settings and how you do, mine are probably different. So you just share, like on Discord, share your screen, and then on Restream also click on share screen, and it's going to share that same screen in both places.
American trader myself. I'm not by any means a scalper, but I do like my entries and exits to be rather precise. And I find Bookmap is the most efficient way of doing that in my trading. So Bookmap really reveals some intra candle dynamics, meaning the bid ask shifts that you'll see over within the 1 minute that you're actually looking at, because you can really zoom in on this Bookmap and see down to the nanosecond, as I said, and you can see the candlestick
Wait,
aggregation. Yes, do you want to wrong?
sorry. Do you want me to share the screen or are you going to share the screen?
I figure you're just sharing Bookmap. I could your Bookmap is gonna look cleaner than my Bookmap, and it's probably just easier for me to share less right now.
Okay.
So when I need to take over, I'll take over.
All right. Sounds good.
Uh, I'm just talking about the basics here. So why do I use Bookmap first of all? I use it because I get to visualize the liquidity pools. That's one of the biggest takeaways. Support and resistance. As you can see currently, there isn't a ton on the at like 442, but there isn't a ton to show. We'll further. I took a recording of today's session that we'll go through. Maybe it'll just be easier to slide back to today's session. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying to pull it up now, but it's a long file. Um, Sorry. So visualizing liquidity pools, that is the first and foremost thing. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I want to see where buyers and sellers are sitting, right? Because overnight, especially recently, has been quite volatile, quite wild. I don't know exactly where price action is going to land when I wake up. And it's important for me to identify where those buyers and sellers are throughout the week, morning, night, um, because those levels hold immense value to where we bounce and reject, as well as order flow, so buy and sell pressure, which we saw a lot of today, and we'll go through. And this basically means if you're in TWL, you know exactly what I'm talking about here: buying and selling pressure, where orders will come into this book map, into the order book, the LOB, if you will, and it will push price. It will drive price away from it, meaning giving pressure to the buyer or seller, whether they come below or above current price. Okay. And then you can see any algorithmic activity. So some iceberg orders, some spoofing orders, which we've seen a little bit of this week. Um, this 300 lot gentleman has been in and out of the market quite a lot. Meaning he'll place an order, pull it, place an order, pull it. Price attracts to his bids and or sells because he's been on both sides this past like 3 or 4 sessions. And he just hasn't filled, but he's driven price, and that's what we call a spoofing order. And we typically like to inverse the spoofing orders. If you're a scalper, right, this is going to be your best friend. So any scalpers who don't look at Bookmap, I recommend you do look at Bookmap. It's how you can get really precise orders. You can see sellers and buyers come in rather quickly on rather low time frames, so you can be in and out with ease. Um, and it can be very quick. I mean, seconds, right? Anything over 2 minutes is really a day trade, in my opinion. So that's the introductory stuff to Bookmap. Um, I covered all the visuals, right? The heat map, the current order book, DOM, um, volume bubbles. These are just executed trades. So the volume bubbles simply identify the size of the trade that was executed. Red is at bid, and green is at ask. That's all that means. It doesn't mean green is a buy. It doesn't mean red is a sell. it means green is at ask, red is at bid. And the size of the bubble will be the identifier of the volume. You'll see the best bid and ask line. The best bid and ask, that's where price is colliding. And you'll see as it track, if you got rid of everything on Bookmap currently, tracking price, you'd see it lining up with the bubbles. I'm gonna go ahead and take the screen. Try to at least. Bear with me, everyone.
So
Yeah,
you're gonna screen share? Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna do Discord first. Sorry, I'm a little slow. Any questions? Just give me one moment to get this unlocked. Discord, how we doing?
It's loading.
On this little laptop. I mean, mine's from with 1 second. I'm gonna have to close. I loaded too much data because I wanted to take you guys back in time with me. Um, think for 1 second. Okay, let me abandon this and ship for a second. Makes close this. Do you have the rest of the day loaded? I know. Yeah, you do. Okay. All right. Unless can I yeah, that was what I loaded, but my it was just with the restream and the Discord stream, it wouldn't load. Um I'm trying to think if is there any way I can get in without being in like can I sign in my PC, right? From my PC. Hold on, give me one moment. You got to get actually like 2 minutes, but in reality, entertain the people. I know. It is my first time. Maybe, probably. I have people do my tech for me. Um, I'm trying to send the link to myself. Hold on. I don't have Discord on my PC. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. We're cooking with something now. Hopefully this isn't distorted. The reason I don't just do this initially is because this may be distorted as fuck. Can everyone still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Screen share. Okay. Yes. Holy shit, guys. Clap it up. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Okay. This is what my book map looks like. First and foremost. Let's go back in time. Go to this morning where we had some actual things to talk about. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Oh my God. That's going to be impossible, actually. No, I can't. I don't have Discord on my PC. Wow, I didn't even see that down there though. 29,900. Perfect. I believe in you. I have faith in you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so terribly sorry for how debauchery this has gone. But if you will bear with me, this is my book map. This is VWAP. These are candlesticks. I like to have candlesticks on my book map. You can choose not to. That's totally your call. This is your limit order book. This is your time and sales. For NQ, I recommend a minimum of 50 lots to identify the larger buyers and sellers, right? As you can see, 483 absorbed quite a large buyer at 413. Now, when the first thing I tell anyone when looking at Bookmap is you never want to long a breakout through liquidity or short a breakout down through liquidity. Those are recipes for fake outs. Now, I'm not saying they never work. I certainly do it myself. Um, it's certain scenarios, certain times. I just simply right off the rip, I don't recommend it to start. My favorite trade is called an absorption reversal. Okay, now we'll see this liquidity here. And What an absorption reversal is coming into liquidity, absorbing it, and bouncing. This is a version of a liquidity tap, which looks very, very similar, but doesn't do the same thing on the order book, meaning you don't see the orders actually fill. It's also a bias signal. It's just far less, uh, has a far less conversion rate than the absorption reversal. So, just coming into the day, we've got buyers sitting at 155, 140, 150. Not a ton, just not a ton. Okay, 29, 36, 61. This doesn't intrigue me overly. And we have nothing really above. We had some above that we kind of made a bid at early on in the morning. Let me scroll down to these orders. It was nothing crazy. It's 9:30, 9:31, so a couple of hundred lots, but nothing crazy. So when I say the liquidity is the most important tool for us to visually see, this is our support. This is where we're looking to find support. Right, we see it right off the rip from 9:30, 9:35, 9:37. We see both liquidity lines established, and we have this kind of layer of support here. Now, as the day progresses, we kind of chop in this range of support. We don't absorb it at all. Is this yesterday? Did I go back too far? Right? No, we were at 280 yesterday. Whoa. Been a long week. Okay. No absorption, no trade for me on any of this. I'm simply observing price action, looking for some collision to happen. This is a beautiful example for you guys to see on why I say never to long a breakout, quote unquote, if you will. So this 255 could be considered, this liquidity sat here for, this thing's in my way. What is that, 30 minutes? Sat here for 30 minutes. It wasn't massive, but we ripped through it and we headed into the next liquidity above us at 285. It's about 35 points. It's the scalper's fucking absolute day in the park. Scalper loves that. Now, me personally, I'm looking for a much further trade, so that's not an ideal entry for me. But the key takeaway here is coming into liquidity and rejecting. So we didn't really have anything large throughout the day, right? And then we came into this 3285, 110 tons, came into it, rejected, sat below it, similar to how we sat above this 155, and then trailed down. So this is why I say just not to, because they're going to be quick trades. Scalper, again, you're in heaven, great. You take everything off into the next liquidity above on these breakout trades, you will be eating. You will, you will be eating. It's not my type of trade. I've traded it before, but it's personally just not the trade I take 80% of the time, you know, 10, 15% of the time, you'll see me take it. The other 5%, I just sit on my hands. And then the liquidity is ultimately pulled. Chop, chop, sell down. This would be a breakout, right? This liquidity is sitting here, resting, resting, resting. We eat it, right? We eat it with some big red volume bubbles, stay below, and then it immediately comes right back in above. That would be a breakdown. The key difference is the immediate support above, whereas we didn't really have that. here, right? No support came in below us. We just broke out. Oh, let me plug in my laptop. No support came in. We just broke out, headed into the next liquidity, and that was that, right? Broke down into the next. Here, the difference is we fly through. Sellers are in control really this whole way down, 30 points down into 150. And then they take us out at 150, these buyers here, and then sellers immediately right back above. This is pressure. So what I was saying is pressure, right? So this is the breakout trade. Then with added pressure, you trim into the next liquidity down. It just happens to be 50 points instead of the 30 we saw above. And this is how I navigate the market. Once we're below this level, nothing really actionable. This would have been nice. This is like, I guess you could call it a spoof of sorts. I don't, it's not actually spoofing. This is a buyer who's just skittish, right? 600 con buyer here. This is what moves markets. This is what you're looking to identify when we're looking at Bookmap. Everything else has been kind of scalpy trades, 100, 150 cons here. 600 cons moved markets, ladies and gentlemen. A single buyer who wants to execute 600 cons. That moves markets. Unfortunately, he pulled his order. So we don't have the validity of him filling to get involved. That's what you want to see. That's what an absorption reversal wants to see. In a perfect world, he fills with 600 con. We get a wick back above this level, and then we head right back higher. Now, it's not always a perfect world. That doesn't mean this level doesn't act as some semblance of support because he did show his hand here. It's a psychological battle, right? Buyers and sellers are fighting constantly to beat one another to get the best price. So he just didn't think he had the best price here. But we see this. This is why the historical aspect of Bookmap is so important. We see this. We could go back and see it. We could go back and see the level of interest here. Again, if you're looking at a very, very, very short time frame for my scalpers, you can see the level of consolidation between liquidities where we come into the liquidity and sell down. Again, this is our main resistance. That's 145, 150 that we broke below, and then sellers came into support. That's what we'd want to see reclaim back above for buyers to be potentially in control here. Otherwise, it's just sideways action. I say this is non-actionable stuff, right? You just see it dance between liquidities, between larger liquidities. These smaller pockets aren't actionable for me. I'll never really make a trade off of anything smaller than a size that I would take. Okay. Um, I did go back pretty far though. Wow. So I apologize for that. Let's get back to today. Did I lose it? This was this morning. This is what my computer looks like when I turn it on. Okay. Now we're at this morning. Sorry. Really flew back there. Um, Again, so the plan that I gave out in Discord today was we were observing 550, 500 as a dip buy level for us. When I sent it out, it was 200 points away. I had looked at Bookmap. I saw everything that you're seeing here. Right? I saw a little bit of liquidity at 500, but it happens to line up with a heavy level for me at 500. Right? I have a strong level. There's a lot of value put in a couple weeks ago at 500 where I was really interested in the retest. As you can see, we got that fill of 500. We're now bouncing 60 points higher. That was the plan for me today. So keep that in mind as I'm walking you through today and why I'm not actionable at 600, because there was a potential to be actionable at 600. I just want you to understand why I wasn't. Um, Open again, we've got liquidity at 684 cons, decent. Larger liquidity above us, 710, 300 cons. This is that individual that I was talking about at the beginning of this session. You see when they come in, this is selling pressure. You can see price react immediately. They join the market, price says, runs away, runs away, runs away, runs away. It's the next liquidity down. 100 points down, no less. They do pull their orders eventually. This would have been a nice quote unquote absorption look. But again, I was looking lower. When price ultimately tries to come into 710, they pull their orders scared. So they do add pressure, but they don't ultimately participate in the market. Again, you have to keep this level in the back of your head. It can't hold the same importance that a level of 300 cons that filled would. I don't even think it holds the same level of importance that 600 does anymore. When the sellers are there, it's a fucking important level. Excuse my language. I do swear. I apologize. It just happens. Um, when the sellers are there, it's a fucking crucial level. When they disappear, it's something to keep in the back of your head, but it's no longer actionable. You'll hear me say that a lot. 600 is interesting, right? So 600, since it's been there since open, it's sitting there for 40, 50 minutes. We come into it, we absorb the buyers here. See if I can find the order. Um, here, about 130. Absorb the buyers here, sit below 600 for 3, 4 minutes, and then boom, we're back above with strength, right? So these sellers, right, they did the same thing that we saw in the last example from the previous day, right? We came through, sellers tried to step in, but we no longer stayed below. We reclaimed this level and even retested it. This is a great look, guys. This is beautiful. It happens so quickly, right? So I say within 5 to 10 minutes of like losing and absorbing this level, right? You want to see the reclaim and strength back above. If you're not getting involved when we're breaking here, you're getting involved here on this retest. I know it's hard. I know they're violent candles, but you're seeing the underneath of it happen, right? If I really zoom in, oh sorry. Okay, I zoomed in a little too hard. I apologize. If I really zoom in though, you can see the orders happen. You can see, okay, we fill. I have a moment. I have orders. There's time to get filled here. It's a short amount of time, granted, but there is time. On the retest, same thing. We sit right here, and then we're right back above 600. Okay. That's why I love seeing these volume bubbles and being able to trace it. Like when you're looking for an entry, you can get real close and really see what's happening at the bid and ask. I saw someone ask about split volume bubbles. I Either it's a TOS thing. I look at my book map through TOS. I don't have split volume bubbles. I have whoever dominates that nanosecond gets the bubble. So if it's the ask dominates, it's green. If it's the bid dominates, it's red. That's how I have it. I don't believe that was a setting I chose. I'm just letting you know. I don't know how to change that. I've looked into it. I don't know. Sorry, I don't want to get too sidetracked. Um, this didn't, just to be clear, I did not get involved here because it didn't come into 550 or 500 like I planned. I was very, very trigger like itchy because the play was there, but I ultimately did not participate. Now, Reclaiming here, you're looking to take us back into some liquidity. Okay, you're looking for us to trade back into some liquidity. We had a little bit at 650. That could be your first trim. But really, this six. Sorry, my thing is a little sensitive. It seems there was a big order at 680. Yeah, right here. See this here? 1037, 682. Right here. This volume level right here. 572 cons. Remember what I said? 600 cons moves markets. I'm not bullshitting here. Okay. 682. This is really, if you look at it, these are 3 milliseconds apart. So, yes, that is the same fucking individual. Okay. So 630 cons, call it. He gets involved. Whether he's exiting longs or entering shorts, I can't really tell you because I didn't see him enter today. I didn't see a 500 lot entered lower. So it looked to me like he's entering shorts. This was the top. That was it. This person came in and decided, okay, market's gonna move. That was it. That red volume bumble was it. We came right back down to 600, and then basically chopped around for the majority of the day. I caught my entry finally here, but it wasn't a fantastic look. Right? It wasn't as good as the 600 look was. In all honesty, it just happened at the level of interest that I wanted it to. But it was a little tight. Meaning, like I'm involved here. Stops, really below 500, but I'm giving this liquidity room to fill in. And targets are really 600, 625, 650. We've got sellers staggered here. This is never a good look, especially after sellers fill. So we've got large individual driving price down. I'm getting filled finally at 550. We got the absorption look a couple times down here. Again, nothing massive size wise, nothing like here. If you're really talking like you see this and you short here, you're a god. I'm not a guy who shorts. I don't know if you guys picked up on that yet. Um, I'm not a guy who shorts. I look for longs. That's just what I do. I just don't like to short. No hate to anyone who does short. I'd rather swing a long than short a bunch. So anyway, get involved on the really reclaim of 550 here. Start exiting as we head into liquidity here. I believe I took my first trim at 625 because I really, really thought we would head higher. But we didn't. As you can see, 600 liquidity fills, we reject. 625 liquidity fills, we reject. 650 liquidity fills, we reject. We try to get back to that 680, 682 level that we sold off from and ultimately reject back down into the 550s. I get stopped out right here. Joy for the world. And it's sideways action for the rest of the day. Nothing really actionable, right? So the most actionable time to look at Bookmap is definitely the morning. It's definitely 7 a.m. I mean, it's probably actionable at 3 a.m. I'm just not up. This is the Eastern Standard Time, by the way. I'd say 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. EST is the most active buyers and sellers time, meaning you'll see the largest fills, the largest contract sizes at those times. Unless we have news or a catalyst, a data driven event, something happen. Those are 90% of the time going to be where price action is being driven from. Right. The rest of the day is dictated off of those orders. Um, and yes, they do come throughout the day, but majority of the time I'm done by the morning order. Uh, I haven't really stopped for questions because I just needed to kind of get through that. But let's hit some questions. I don't know how the fuck I take questions from. Let's do the, let's do Discord questions first. It's easier. Um, if I do, okay. Who got long at 500 from the Discord on the replay? Fucking GG, dude. I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. I was talking to you guys. But I'm looking at it now. Wow. I mean, it's kind of just what we talked about. We'll go over it once she gives me back the screen.
Okay, let's see. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, I hear you twice. I don't know if that's just me, but
You can look at the Discord stuff and I'll check the restream if anyone has any questions over there.
all right, perfect. All right, let's see. What the fuck did I miss? Yeah, we should have had you up here dealing with the tech. Uh, I answered that, Brady. Sorry, I'm just going through, seeing if I missed any questions. That's Monday. Yeah, thank you. I realized that after the fact. Um, how do you use Bookmap for the hold above level with dip by? It's easier to see, but hold above sometimes it just goes and flies. Um, yeah, it's not an easy because it's not slow, Pete. Do I have the screen back? No. Um, when I have the screen when I have the screen back, I'll show you what I mean. Um, it's very reactionary, meaning you're looking for. I know you know what I'm talking about, so I'll kind of just cut to the chase. With the hold above level, you want to see violence through it. That's the whole point of the hold above level. In a sense, meaning it's supposed to be a quicker trade. It's going to be a violent trade, especially if we're getting involved in the morning. Um, you want it to go and fly. If it doesn't go and fly, it'll typically give you one retest and then it'll go and fly at least 50, 75 points. I know you know this. Um, so if you're not comfortable getting in on the voluminous candle, meaning the one that sends it through the level, maybe 10, 15 points sometimes, right? Uh, your best bet is the retest and you have to be comfortable with potentially not getting involved at all if it doesn't retest. I know it's like a fucking double-edged sword. But that's the best way. That's the best way to give it to you straight. Fuck shorting. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. Um, just gotta hit it. Yeah, you gotta hit it. You better not have. I mean, if you long 500, we're good. Does that, yeah, that answers your question. How an iceberg is about to get exhausted. It is built in, like there. If you literally need to see it, tracked. Their Bookmap has an iceberg tracker. It is just extra, and you need to get it through Bookmap. I personally haven't found it too beneficial. Meaning, I could typically see when the orders come in and out, even when they try and quote unquote hide them. They're typically larger than the 50 size, especially when they're a 5 to 800 lot order. So the question was, is there any signals how an iceberg is about to get exhausted? And yes, the short answer is there's an indicator that it shows you exactly that on Bookmap. So you don't have to think about it. I like to think about it. Um, do I am I sharing? No, I didn't think so. I don't know. I saw that happen though, but how do I take it back? Because it says I'm sharing, so I don't know if you have to just give it back to me or. Yeah, I wouldn't have boasted too hard about being more tech savvy. I'm just saying. I don't know. I do. I genuinely don't know. All right, look. All right. Anyway, Pete, to quickly answer your question, just to review again what we were just talking about and what we kind of saw again here at 500. This was the level we wanted to see today, ladies and gentlemen. It's very unfortunate. I would not have gotten involved anyway, just to be clear. This is after my trading time. I really don't trade Globex, especially in this nonsensical volatility where I can wake up and we're up or down 300 points. But this is a phenomenal example of absorbing 500, very fucking clear. Meaning the orders that absorbed, like, guys, this is fucking wild. This 500 bid filled here. Like, that's crazy. Then sellers, so like to really, oh God, sensitive fuck. To really do one over on you, which you probably don't see immediately, is we had this market down, fucking wild market down, bid down. And then sellers try and hold us down, and buyers kind of absorb that. Meaning we try and get back above at 483 here. And then yeah, I know we're chopping around, but this is extremely indicative. This means buyers tried to show up. Sellers tried to keep us down, buyers tried to show up. And they filled. They participated. They took them out and went a few points higher. So now 483 is a fucking that's a level, guys. That's a strong level for me to like see a recapture here. Now I understand it took a little while. My God, I know this is super sensitive because I have it on a different setting. I know it took a little while, but let's mark this out for 1 second here. Uh, okay, here's the fill. We dance around it. We dance above. I don't care where you get involved. Just to be clear, let's just for shit's sakes, let's say you just get involved as soon as you see those orders fill. Your logical stop is below this candle, at least below the liquidity, right? Which happens to line up with this candle. That's just what logic tells me. So you're giving yourself a 40-point stop. I give myself more than that many times. So I think it's a great. I think it warrants it. Meaning, if you just got involved here, For me and for what we've been talking about tonight, guys, what do you think I wanted to see here? This fill, then one simple thing: get above 500. That's it. That's it. It's the reclaim. It's the strength on the reclaim that you want to see. It doesn't matter this dance that happens here. Doesn't matter. This reclaim here, all that matters. I understand this is Globex, so it's not as strong as maybe an RTH, but you still had 150 lots filling here. Oh fuck! How do I get rid of this stupid horizontal line? Oh my god! There's no way. None. Wow, you have to literally put that's ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, the reclaim of 500. This is what you want to see. So again, if you're not getting involved on the voluminous candle above with the 150 cons, then you get involved on the retest. Yes, you see what I mean? It offers one retest after the break, and then it goes higher into the next liquidity, which they tried to be at 560. It looks like it kind of whipped out at 585, and now we're getting a ton of selling pressure, which we saw was driving price pretty hard down. Really would have liked to see 600 fill, but that's where we're at. I don't like trading this because price action feels very jumpy, especially when it's moving like this. Like just regularly, it feels jumpy, meaning we'll trade 538 and then we'll trade 540.50 without trading any price in between. It just jumps $2-3. I hate that. I like smooth trading. I also like boring trading. So that's why I like to get involved at the lower extremes and trade up into the upper extremes. Now, if you're a shorter, you want to be looking at resistances. You want to be looking at liquidities above for absorption reversals or liquidity grabs, something along those lines. Just goes like there's so many fucking setups, guys. It would take me hours and hours and hours to get through them all. Truly. And to show you example after example. We've gotten lucky that we've gotten to see my favorite example and the one I use literally probably 70% of my trades are based on this kind of look of buyers stepping in after absorption, whether it's immediate or after a little bit of time. Did anyone have any questions from the stream? Or none? That's okay. I guess that's a no. I don't think there's really much more I'm gonna go over with you guys today. If you want to know more, learn more, discuss more, um, please join. Come chat and ask questions. But that's all I have for you guys today. So, any last questions? Yeah, I do fumble around Bookmap.
Chris. Wait, none of you could hear us on here? Makes no
Unaware.
sense. on stream.
Come on.
Um, yes, what? You guys can't hear us or you can hear us? You can hear us. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Is this a TOS setup? Is somebody's asking?
I'm hearing you twice.
Oh, hang on. Is
Is
this a
this
TOS
yes, this
setup?
is yes. Thinkorswim. Yeah. It has a
Okay.
bit darker look than Bookmap. I've used both. I've played around with both. I like the look of TOS better. I have, my stock and options portfolio in TOS. It's easier to not have another program to have to open for me personally. I think their smart tracker for the DOM is a little more advanced than book maps. I know it's quote unquote technically the same thing, but I've noticed differences and I've put them side by side. Thinkorswim's is better. And I believe it's just cheaper, meaning you don't have to pay for additional data. So if you have Thinkorswim, just get it through Thinkorswim. It's $40 a month or something like that. They take it right out of your account. You don't even see it and you don't even sweat it. And you have it right when you sign into whatever portfolio you have. So no, I do not trade
Um,
GC.
Somebody said, "How do you get the order flow on the right?" I don't think that's the order flow. That's just
This is time and sales.
that's time and sales.
This is current order book. So these are the orders resting. Limit order book, current order book, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you should have driven this box. Absorption is when price goes into those limits, right? When price sells into the limits, absorbs, meaning the limits fill, and then it bounces back above that level, whether it's immediate or 5, 10 minutes. That's the absorption level.
Somebody's asking what your what is your Twitter account?
I do not have a Twitter.
He does not have Twitter. He doesn't have social media either. That's why we're
That's
not
why
that
we're
tech
doing it.
savvy.
Yeah, that's why we're struggling through this one.
um,
If you
yeah.
want to
So
find me, you got to find me in TWL. That's it. You guys get exclusive access.
let's see. Any other?
The liquidity levels, they're just liquidity level. Like they're not an indicate. Like that's you're looking at the market. You're looking at literal like the orders resting in the market. You're looking at what drives price. This is what drives price. No matter what your indicators may say, this happened
Yeah.
first.
Let's see. When you okay, absorption is that when price bounces or goes through it. Grandma's asking.
I answered that. Yeah, I answered that.
Oh, you did. Okay. Did you answer the other ones?
Yeah. I answered
Okay.
everything on Discord.
Okay. Well, I don't have. It doesn't look like there's any other
I'm gonna give this
questions.
guy 1 second because he's typing.
Oh, somebody said, "What time frame do you like on Bookmap?"
Oh, there's no other time frame than 1 minute to look at. I mean, you could break up into time slices if you are really, really want to break it down. But 1 minute, you're looking at 1 minute candles. And if you zoom in, you can look at the nanoseconds of that candle. So it does not have, it just preloads. Like that's just the liquidity. Like I don't know if you're a tape reader or you're familiar with level two time and sales. Um, Imagine this is like a visual representation of level two, meaning you're just seeing where orders are at. So you can do it for Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, any ticker. It doesn't matter whether it's this Bitcoin, equities, doesn't matter. You're very welcome. Yeah, I think we got a couple of people recording it.
Good luck though.
Yeah, facts. I didn't even fucking try. Just to be honest, I didn't even try. Good. I'm glad it was really helpful. If you use it for crypto and you haven't used it for stocks, you just unlocked um you just unlocked the secret. I hate to be so melodramatic, but I guess I'll end it with this, but it's so fucking crucial to my trading. Like if you told me I could have one thing to trade with, I mean, no, like you had to pick between charts, everything. Like out of everything you could possibly look at, I would simply choose Bookmap. There is no stronger tool available on the market that provides you so much data and intel that you otherwise would not have than Bookmap. I cannot stress that enough. Truly, spend the time, dive into it deeper. Join TWL. I have other videos, long videos, short videos that explain further some of these concepts. Um, Ask questions and put the time in. I promise Bookmap will reward you. It does take some time. It does take some time, but please do yourself a favor and check it out. Um, okay. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for bearing with us through, I don't even know, for lack of better words, some retarded tech issues. Those in TWL, I think I owe you guys a psychology webinar of sorts. I think we need to talk about what's been going on and everything. So I'll talk to our admin and we'll get that set up. All right. Thank you
All right.
again.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Have a great night.
Thanks, Matt. I don't know how to turn this off.
I don't know either. So let's just like, we're going to slowly do this, I guess.
Stop sharing. Okay, let's. All right, I got it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. I think I'm still retarded, though.
No, it's
So,
okay. I'll end the stream.
oh,